done it! I cannot believe it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game! Oh my God! We are back! We are back in the Champions League!
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's Spurs Live, and we are back. We've got Tottenham on Voice for today's channel. How are you, Tottenham on Voice, Liam?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Just ready to get into it.
Good stuff, good stuff. It's going to be a very, very, very good live. Some new graphics on this live. And before we do start, I just want to get some comments in just before we start. Some images. How are you, mate? Hope all is good. We're on 629 subscribers right now. So we're trying to hit that 630 mark. So it's not going to be updated during the live, but all is good. All right. So before Ben comes, let me just explain a couple of things. If anyone wants to comment and get Liam to answer any questions you have to ask him, myself to answer any questions, all you got to do is be subscribed and you can comment in the comment section down below. Liam, first of all, welcome to the show. What's up? What's up? How are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. I'm just ready to see what we can do this season. I mean, I've been a Spurs fan for 7 years of my life, and I've never been this excited.
Yeah.
So, I have a feeling it's going to be an amazing season.
Pardon? What were you saying?
I have a feeling that we're going to win at least 2 trophies this season.
That's some serious stuff. That's some serious stuff. Demetrius, unfortunately, tonight, maybe later on today, we're going to be inviting guests on. Right now, we're just going to stick with Liam, and Ben's going to join very, very soon. Liam, so I've got a couple of questions. We're going to start off just before Ben does start. Let's just answer Owen's question. Why don't you take this on? What is needed for transfer, like a centre back or a different position? As in, I'm guessing, Sorry, I didn't answer that question. Maybe you answer in a question that makes sense to you. I mean, trying to understand this. What is needed for transfer, like a centre back or a different position? Maybe what is the most? Okay, I'll convert that question to my own question. What transfer would you like to happen? As in, what should be the priority for you right now as we got signed all these players now?
I'd say James Maddison would be a very good one, would be a very good sign, but we all know that he's an Arsenal lover, as comments last year that he said when he was rumored with us last year. So, yes. I mean, we all know Doherty was a Arsenal fan as well, but he moved to us. But as for positions for us, I think what we need is another center back, because if we're letting Tanganga go, then we'll need depth at right back, because we just signed Spence, but we would need another one, because I just read something that we're letting Doherty go and Emerson leave the club. So I don't know what really we need, but we need another center back, a creative midfielder, and another right back. Those would be the top 3 I would suggest we go for.
So Owen just said, what position do we need? Yeah, so are you saying centre backs, in terms of centre backs, are you saying, yes, we need to get a centre-back in right this second, or not, or is that not really in your top priorities?
I think another centre-back is going to be crucial for us this season, because as of right now, we have Dyer, Romero, Rodon, Sanchez, and another one would be easier in case, because we know how the season goes, and we know how injuries stack up with us the last couple of years, so I think it would be crucial to sign another center back. So,
yes, look, I agree. A lot of people might listen to me and be like, "Wow, you're a young Spurs fan, don't know much." So I'm basically bringing all the knowledge from AVB, back in AVB, Andrew Villas-Boas, his time at Spurs. That's when I'm bringing all my knowledge. And look, if I tell you, I have not been excited as a Spurs fan since all my life. I've never been this excited. I feel like a big point of this whole transfer window is, look, it's amazing that we're signing all these great players, but as much as we didn't expect this to happen. The other teams have not expected this to happen. So do you think we will shock the rest of the Premier League with these signings? Like, will they have such of an impact in terms of playing for Tottenham Hotspur, or will they just be, some other players just for squad depth?
To answer your question, I think there is one player that separates himself from all the others, and just because of experience and just the way he's always carried himself, it's Perisic. I mean, Perisic is the type of sign that kind of makes you think that you're going to go for trophies because of his experience, because he's won the Bundesliga, he has won La Liga, he has played for almost every single world-class club you can think of, and he's won trophies. I mean, and he's been under Antonio Conte before. So the fact that we signed Perisic on a free deal when we know what he's worth as a player is massive, and it just shows the type of ambition we actually have as a club now, instead of just sitting back like we have the last 3-4 summers and sign like 3 to 4 players that are mediocre. No, Perisic, I think, is the one player that is going to change.
Why? Because
our mentality as a club. What'd you ask?
Do you think it's because of experience? That's the reason why it will change.
Yes. I think it's because of his mentality and his experience as a player.
Look, in terms of experience as a player, you don't get much better than Perisic. I mean, he's won so much in his playing days. I mean, he's arguably still at his prime right now. I mean, Liam, Perisic. Let's go and talk about Perisic right now. He's getting old. He's playing in a hard league right now, the best league in the world. Go for it. Like, what are your thoughts on Perisic currently? Will he have an impact? Will he not? Does he really fill in the gaps that Sessegnon has been missing? Like, what are your thoughts on the whole signing of Perisic in general?
In general, I think it brings, like I said, his mentality. He will help shape the foundation of this club for the future, because with his leadership and what he's been through as a player, I think he will be able to show players like Sessegnon of how to reach that next level in their game, so that way our future can be succeeded. But players like Perisic, I think, are very rare, especially a player that could play the right wing back position, sometimes the center back position, and then a left winger position. I mean, and he's proven to score goals as well. And I think Perisic is a statement signing for the entire league. And what I know, he's getting old, but I think he's 33 now. But I think he's going to have his best season.
It's more about the fact of, you're adding an experienced player. In my opinion, I feel like that's a main part of this whole signing of Perisic. Not necessarily what he can offer right now. It's just the experience he has in terms of how good of a player he is in general. Look, we've got some questions in from the comments. Let's go and answer them right now. How do you rate Richie, and do you think he can bring anything to us with Champions League and fighting in the Premier League? I genuinely think he can help us in terms of Champions League, especially squad depth. That's a main priority for us. Squad depth is very, very important. Look, I'm going to be honest. I was on Sava Talks Spurs yesterday, and do you know him, by the way, Liam? Do you know Sava?
I've been in a group chat with him. I know him very little, but
he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Anyway, so we were speaking yesterday, and he said a very good statement. He stated, look, the signings that we've signed right now, if we didn't get Champions League, I'm gonna put this question onto you. If we didn't get Champions League, could we still have signed these players we're talking about? Richarlison, Perisic, Lenglet, Bissouma, all these players. I mean, look, for myself, I'll be honest, I think maybe Bissouma and Lenglet, we probably couldn't have signed without Champions League. But the rest, I'm pretty sure we could have signed. Maybe Perisic and Perisic. Why, Liam? What's your thoughts on this whole could we have signed these players without Champions League?
I think us being in Champions League played a huge part in convincing players like Richarlison to come. I mean,
Yeah,
I've said it before about him. I mean, it's great squad depth, but at the same time, I had this problem with Richarlison a long time ago as a Spurs fan because he's exactly like Lamella. He likes to get in people's heads, and that's the only thing I still worry about that. I mean, he is a fantastic player. He is a proven goal scorer in the Premier League. So that's not what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is how he's going to be able to fit into the team and put his ego aside because he's had those issues at Everton. And I know I'm speaking ill about an amazing striker who has had 14, 15 goals a season for the last 3 or 4 years. But that would be my only concern with Richarlison. But other than that, for your question about the Champions League, I don't think we would be signing players like Perisic and Richarlison if we were not in the Champions League. I do not think so because they would not be convinced by the project and they would not be convinced about what we're trying to build here. And they would rather stay where they are.
it's true.
But, I mean, personally, that's my opinion. But
look, I totally agree with you, and it's a nice little how do you say, like a through like an open door. Now you just open a door where we're gonna just slightly change the topic now and talk about. Look, you just said there's a lot of these players that we couldn't have signed. Just state me if I'm correct or incorrect. Tell me if I'm incorrect. There's a lot of these players that we couldn't have signed. This is what you said, that we couldn't have signed if we didn't get Champions League. Am I correct?
yes.
Okay, so if we're talking about Champions League, we're talking about top players. James Maddison to Spurs. This is a rumour that's been going over a long, long, long time. Do you think we can sign James Maddison? And if we do, hear me out, if we do, where are you putting him? Because for me, let me say what I think. In my opinion, I think if I said this many times, if we wanted to get this creative midfielder, we could have gotten Eriksen. That I feel like we would have gotten Eriksen ahead of United. He would have come to Tottenham over United all day long. The problem for me here about James Maddison is that he's on 5.7 million wages. Okay, he's a player who wants to be starting game in, game out. And at Tottenham Hotspur, he's not going to be starting every single game. You know, you've got the likes of Basuma and Hojbjerg, who probably one of them are going to start every single game. Then you've got Bentancur and Skip, who both of them want to start a fair amount of games as well. Ollie Skip has just gotten the number 4 shirt. Big thing for him. Do you think now James Maddison has a chance of getting to that Tottenham Hotspur starting 11 as in nailed on? It's like, you know, let's start Harry Kane, let's put Sonny, let's start Hugo Lloris, and obviously we start Maddison. Does that work for you? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
As much as I want to say yes, I don't think it will work for us because, like you just said, with Skip, Bentancur, Hojbjerg, and Basuma, I don't know where we would be able to put them. Because, I mean, we both, like you said, it's either going to be Basuma or Hojbjerg that starts most games. And for depth of midfielders, I think we're perfectly okay. I think it would be a great statement signing, but the problem is where are we going to put him, was like you said.
Yeah. No, look, that is probably the main question. Where do we put him in? Look, you got Maddison who wants to play games, like I said. We got, when is the Champions League draw? I'm pretty sure it says it on Friday, March 18th at 11 a.m. GMT. So yeah, 11 a.m. All right. So now that we've been talking a little bit about James Maddison, we're gonna continue this conversation. But excuse me if this goes completely wrong. But I'm gonna now try and add a little banner in overlay. All right, let's try this out. Okay, and how does this work? All right, whatever. This is going to be like this. I hope you can see this. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right. Let's just get rid of this banner. Now you see the start. Why does that not work? One second. No, that doesn't work. All right, whatever. All good. So get into the camera shot. All right. So we see that we've got Hugo Lloris in goal. You've got Chris Romero, Dyer, Lengele, Doherty, Basuma, Højbjerg, Perisic, Kulusevski, Son, Kane. That would be my personal starting lineup. I've got to go for literally 2 minutes. So just talk to the audience about your starting 11 because you weren't on the show when we had that topic. This is your first time on the show. So talk to the audience. Tell them what do you think should be the starting 11, what you agree there, what you disagree there, and I'll be back in literally 2 minutes.
So guys, I mean, like I've said, this is the team that I would rate very, very highly. I mean, I think it just depended on tactics, whether you replace Basuma with Bentancur or you put Perisic in for Heung. It just depends on the game for me. But this would ideally be the very best starting 11 we could put out. The depth of quality that we have now is a lot better than years past. But the thing is about this squad, it might not look much to other teams like to Man City or Liverpool, who just have typical world-class players. But this could be, I mean, I'm going to go on a ring here and say that this team under Conte, with how we've been this preseason and how everything else has been going, I mean, I think we're going to be winning 2 trophies at least this season with this squad. At least. So I'm going to be saying the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. But like I said, the depth of quality of this squad is a lot better than what we've seen than the years prior. I think this is going to be the best starting 11 that we can have as a club. But at the same time, I mean, we have all seen it that injuries will play a huge part in what our season will look like. So I hope to God that we just stay healthy and not have injury-prone seasons, because that's what has really slowed this team down from being successful, especially last year when at the end of the season when we were just playing unbelievable, and then all of a sudden injuries start popping up. But as for this squad, I truly, truly believe that we can win multiple trophies under this squad because the experience outranks everything else, especially when it comes to Prem quality players. I do believe that we are going to have a really successful season. And on top of that, I mean, if we continue to sign players like we are, I mean, who am I to complain as a Spurs fan? Because I mean, I've been doing this for about 2 years myself now, and I mean, I've never been this excited to be a part as a fan of this amazing club, to just see it before my eyes and the actual ambition from the Champions League final to now. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, I believe this is my best starting 11. I believe this is the best squad that we've had in years. So, yeah. You're muted, mate.
All right, now I had to just run downstairs for a second. All right, I completely missed everything. Okay, do me a favor. Just talk about the front three and the differences we got with like Richarlison and Lucas Moura. I just need to send a message. So just talk about Lucas Moura and Kulusevski for 1 second. So and the fighting spot on the right wing side, like, you know, we got Kulusevski, Richarlison, Lucas Moura.
Yeah. So as I was saying, but the squad depth is a lot better than what we've seen. We have a lot more attackers than. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Bergwijn transfer for a second, just because, I mean, I had all hopes for him when he was with us, but he just never worked out. He was one of my favorite players, but at the same time, yeah, that never worked out. But as for Richarlison, Lucas, and Kulu, I mean, that's still a front three that teams should be afraid of because of Lucas's pace, and how Richarlison could just get into your head mentally, like Lamela did with other teams. But at the same time, I mean, Kulusevski, like I hope and I pray that we sign him on a permanent full deal because he has proven to be Prem standard in just less than 18 months. So, but as for right now, like attacking wise, we don't need any more attackers. Like I think both our front threes are going to be lethal in front of goal. So that's my analysis on it. But
how many goals do you think? How many goals do you think he can get? Like, kind of how he can get Golden Boot? Do you think?
For who?
Harry Kane. Do you think he can get Golden Boot this season? Big question.
I think it's going to be between Son and Kane. I think it's going to be between Son and Kane again. But at the same time, like we saw how Kane was at the beginning of the season. He looks a lot better mentally than when he was last season after the whole transfer saga with City and all that. But I do believe Kane will win the Golden Boot above Salah, and I think he will score 24 goals this season.
Yeah. Look, well, before we answer Owen, look, I agree with you as usual. I agree with most of what you say, but I think it's going to be very, very different this season in terms of goals because Harry Kane has not been in a team where just there's so many attacking players. It's mental how many attacking players we've got in our team. We've got Kulusevski, Lucas Moore, Richarlison, Perisic, Harry Kane, Shimin-Son, Dame Scarlett, Troy Parrott, and then James Maddison if we sign him. And then we got, we got so many. In terms of goals, in my opinion, I think we're going to get less goals by Harry Kane because he's going to be assisting so much more. You know, Richarlison will be getting half the goals. Shimin-Son will get double the goals. Kulusevski will get so many goals this season. Do you think Ndombele, Lo Celso, Winksy, Tanganga, and Rodon have a future at Spurs? Look, Tanganga is probably going to lead to AC Milan. Harry Winks is probably going to leave, in my opinion, to Leicester if we do get any James Maddison deal in. Tanguy Ndombele, he's just there. Lo Celso, don't know what he's going to do. He's probably going to have to leave. And Rodon, he's just there. Liam, these players here that we've noted. Let's start with Ndombele. Give us literally a couple seconds of why he did not succeed at Tottenham. Obviously, we got Ndombele's attitude. That's fine. Lo Celso, what happened with Lo Celso and let's give you Lo Celso and Tanganga? Why are they on the transfer list suddenly? What is this?
I think the reason why Lo Celso's on the transfer list is because he doesn't know how to click his performances from his time in Argentina with the national team. He doesn't know how to click it to the Premier League because we've all seen it. He plays class when he's with the Argentine national team, and then he can't even get a proper pass with us. So I think he just either the Premier League is not a good fit for him as a player, or it's something else, a mentality thing. But
could it be just Tottenham?
What?
Could it be maybe because of Tottenham?
No, I think the Premier League is a very difficult league, and I think for certain players and their styles, I mean, not every player is going to be able to play in the Prem because of a certain style, and I don't think Lo Celso fits that. I think his talents more go into a club that plays in Serie A or La Liga. But as for Tanga in the melee, I crapped my pants when we signed him. But I have learned very, very quickly that, as you said, his mentality. It's his mentality and his laziness and his attitude. I mean, that's all you got to say about Ndombele. We've all seen the talent that he can play at, but his issue is that he doesn't want to work for it. So
it's true. I mean, Tanguy Ndombele has probably the shittest attitude in the team. Excuse my language, but it's fact. Like he probably has the shittest attitude in the team. I mean, you look at Give me another player who has bad attitude. I mean, compared to Tanganga, there's no one like that. And Ndombele just actually like screwed the place up with his attitude. With Rodon, I think it's just he hasn't broken into the team. He's just there. He hasn't done enough to break into the team.
I agree.
Winksy, he's had his time. Didn't show anything. Lo Celso can't like you said can't like Argentina.
He can't click into the. He can't click into the system mentally.
Exactly, he can't click between Argentina and Tottenham. Now, I think we should start Bentancur. Do we start Bentancur though? I mean, do we though? That's the real question. Would you start Bentancur, but ahead of who? Comment down below. Who would you start Bentancur ahead of who? Ronaldo and Mourinho to blame for some of the players' attitude. Oh, that's not bad. Like, Liam,
that's a good question.
Do you like? Okay, I'll give my own opinion first. Do you like Mourinho? I think he maybe have like screwed up Ndombele's attitude a little bit, but Ndombele had it from the get-go. I believe Brian Hill probably got screwed up by Mourinho. I'm not gonna lie. I think he didn't go by keeping him really like didn't help him at all. Mourinho as a manager, he likes to tell players when they're in and when they're out. I mean, Dele Alli, he was perfect with Dele Alli. Steven Bergwijn didn't really give him a chance much. Liam, what are your thoughts? And Nuno, I forgot. What about Nuno? I mean, he's a crap manager, but what has he done? I mean, what has he done? Tell me now. You know, I keep on saying this. Sorry, Liam. I keep on saying this. Antonio Conte, when he leaves Tottenham Hotspur, he wants to be remembered as a manager who came to Tottenham Hotspur and changed something. Because in the meantime, I can tell you, Nuno, Mourinho, Pochettino, no, Nuno, Mourinho, okay? And anyone who comes after that will be like a normal manager. I mean, Liam, what are your thoughts on this question?
I don't think Mourinho screwed any players up. I think it was the attitude that we had as a squad during, I think what really happened is that when we got rid of, it was some of the Champions League finals season, we still had some players under Mourinho that were in that season. So I think we had a lot of attitude and a lot of cockiness in that locker room. And I don't think Mourinho wanted to deal with that because he was trying to implement his own system. Do I blame him for being aggressive sometimes? No, I do not, because I mean, he wasn't Poch, but at the same time, like, it's what this squad needed at that time. And the attitude of our squad was, I mean, it was not great. It was not great. I mean, you had a few players that worked hard, but then you got guys like Ndombele, Danny Rose during that time.
By the way, Danny Rose is back in Tottenham, just so you guys know.
I saw that.
Yeah.
But no, so I don't think Mourinho screwed any players up. I just don't think, like, his managerial style was the correct style for how we wanted to play the game. But as for Nuno, oh my God, sorry, I get pissed whenever I talk about Nuno. I think he was way too loose on his systems. I think he never had a correct starting 11 when he was manager. We had that win against Manchester City, his first game, and I was excited for that, and I was like, okay, this is a squad that I have not seen play in a very long time since the Champions League. But then everything just went down, and I think he never implemented the right system for us. And I never thought he tried hard enough as a manager to really try to fix the issues. He just let him go. And I think that's what ultimately got us to ninth place. Was at the time when we hired Mourinho, we were in a stalemate of losses and just a bad attitude as a club. But as for But as for that, I mean, like you said about Conte, I mean, we have a driven manager now that that has shown us that we can compete for trophies. That makes the squad actually believe. And we saw it last year when we were in the dead heap for the Champions League. I mean, because last 2 years we were fifth, sixth place, and we could not win those crucial games because we would always bottle them. So I think that win over Arsenal proved that we were back, that we were actually back and actually serious to contend for Champions League again. So I think that's what stunned the Premier League in so many ways. So
do you think right now we're back in terms of players? Like, because let me just move on to the next segment. Great question, by the way, Owen. Fantastic question. I wanna move on to one other question I have regarding Tottenham Hotspur. Let's try and take the background down on this. All right, let's hide this. Okay, and then let's do this. All right, I think we're going somewhere. And then let's add some. Let's talk about some youngsters, shall we? How do I now put this into that? Do I do that? Right, wait 1 second. Nah, I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk about some youngsters. We got some bang youngsters in our team right now. Like Skip, like Hoyt, like Skip, like Romero. People forget how old Romero is. Romero is not old at all. He's arguably one of the youngest ones in Tottenham. He's not youngest. I mean, he's quite young. He's relatively young. He's 24 years old. We got.
I thought he was 23. I thought he was 23.
I think he just had his birthday or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
But look, he's a youngster as well. He's 24 years old. He's not. Sorry, maybe he's not a youngster, but he's very, very young. We've got Djed Spence, who's very, very young as well. Where do you stand in terms of Tottenham Hotspur's future? Do you think we've got a big future with this team? Because I got a lot of stick on Instagram saying, "Oh, Josh, what are you talking about? We don't have much future. Look at this team. It's a horrific team." Actually, Sava told me this is not one of the best teams I've seen out there. I don't want to get his words mixed up because I know he gets a lot of stick sometimes on this channel about what he says. So I'm trying to be very, very careful what I say about his channel. Yep. But look, he told me, look, I'll be honest with you, it's not an amazing team. It's not a good team at all because you look at the players we have right now and look at the players that we could get. Is it really the team we want right now? I'm just going to try and add the team right now. All right, let's add this now and share screen. Let's see if this works. Share screen. Share screen.
I will be right back. I'm going to go get something to drink real quick.
Don't worry, all good. All right, hope you guys can all see that. Yeah. All right. I can't speak. What's your thoughts on this team? I mean, look, you look at it and you're like, okay, this is a pretty decent team. You got the likes of Coutinho Romero in there, Eric Dyer, Clement Lenglet, Hugo Lloris, Harry Kane. Got a decent team, above average team. Now, comment down below. I want comments in here right now. Come on. Smash your comments right now. Smash the like button if you're new. Whilst Liam's gone to get his drink or whatever he needs. I just want to take that time to say, guys, we're on 631 subscribers. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if anyone can smash the subscribe button, that will help us loads. And if you can leave a like, that also helps us a ton. And we are 11 watching here currently, so you lot are absolutely smashing it. So let's talk a little bit about the future stars. Now, by the way, Liam, I think it worked. This worked. Let me now get the future stars that we have in terms of what the team could look like. And it's not a bad team. In my opinion, I don't think it's a bad team. I think it's got a big potential here. Now, let's have a look about, the players we're talking about. All right. So we're talking about Brandon Austin. People don't like him. Romero, a very, very likable player. Kulusevski, Scarlet Parrot. Do you think we are going to sign the South Korean centre back? Be a bit more specific. Sorry, mate. I don't really know who you're talking about. Liam, do you know who he's talking about?
I think he's talking about Kim Jae-mi.
Oh, I don't know.
The
I don't know,
youngster.
oh yeah, I have heard rumours about it, but I don't know who he is. I
think that's the only South Korean center back that I can think of off the top of my head. So
yeah. No, I have heard that name linked with Spurs in the previous. Doherty and Dyer don't need to be there. We need a centre back and experienced right back will play Cess there. Fair enough. All right, Liam, let's go over this team. Brandon Austin in goal, Jaffa Tanganga, Chrissy Romero, Fagan Walcott, he's been in the team for quite some time. Ryan Sessegnon, Skip, Harvey White, Djed Spence, Kulisevsky, Parrott, Scarlett. Now, I know I didn't have enough place there to place, what's his name? What's his name? What's that cam position that Tottenham sometimes play? Not Alfie Devine. Yeah, Alfie Devine.
yeah,
I didn't have enough place to put Alfie Devine. But if you could switch the team here, or what are your thoughts on this team right now?
I think the potential can be there, but I mean, I think it's too early to just judge off these players in a lot of their careers because a lot of these guys are still under 20 years old. I mean, but the potential it's high. It can be high, but I think it also just depends on how they're trained and how they're coached right now because we know how Romero is. We know how Heung is. We have not seen Spence play. We've seen Harvey White in preseason so far, and I think he's looked fantastic, in my opinion.
He's been amazing.
And when it comes to Scarlett, I think as he continues to learn from Kane and Son, and now Kulisevsky, I think he has a very, very high potential to be a great striker. But I think his age right now will still keep him away from the first team just because of that. But as for Parrott, I do not know about that. But as I've said, I think this team has a high ceiling for potential, but it just depends on how the next 2 years go. I think is what my assumption is going to be.
Yeah, go on, continue.
So that's what I think is going to...
Look, I'll be honest. I think a lot of them here need some loaning out times. I feel like Dane Scarlett needs to be loaned out. That's one. Keeping tabs. Dane Scarlett needs to be loaned out. Troy Parrott needs to be loaned out. Brandon Austin needs to be loaned out. Jaffa Tanganga needs to be loaned out. Fagan Walcott needs to be loaned out. Harvey White needs to be loaned out. We're naming half the squad we're naming here. And then you can make an argument. You can make an argument for Ryan Sessegnon being loaned out. You can make an argument. Have you heard that Conte wants Lucas as a right wing back? What are your thoughts on this? Look, I've heard about that. I'm not too keen of that because I don't like the fact that our right wing back would be a small right wing back. I don't like small right wing backs. I think Djed Spence is a perfect right wing back. He's tall. He's like 6'3". Liam, Djed Spence, the new signed Djed Spence. He's a youngster part of the squad. How will his next few years predict his next? You need to predict his next few years at Tottenham Hotspur. How do you think it will go? Do you think he will be finished from game one? Do you think he'll perform? Do you think he'll be completely horrible? Do you think he'll get golden boot somehow? Go wild.
I think for Spence, it's a matter of learning for him right now because he's not used to the Premier League because as he's been in Middlesbrough, he's been with lower quality players. And I think for him to be learning under defenders like Romero, Dyer, Lingette, Perisic, I think we have set him up to be the best version of himself, but I think the next couple seasons will really determine that, depending on his attitude, depending on his willingness to work. And I think we will see him play in like smaller Premier League games this year. So say like we play Burnley away or Wolves or Everton. I could see him getting some game time in those games, but when we're playing teams like Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, United, I don't think we will see him in the squad in the squad just because of the lack of experience he has at this level. But like I said, it all depends.
Oh, I think it's thing track now.
Willingness to work.
Sorry, Liam. You got to repeat literally what you said 5 seconds beforehand because your internet crashed.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, all good.
What I said was I think it just depends on how much he's willing to work and how much he's willing to learn. I think that's what ultimately is going to be either his greatest attribute is learning right now and not expecting to get much game time, or his downfall is going to be a poor attitude with thinking that he can be in the starting 11 as of right now.
Yeah. Look, very true. Guys, I've been keeping an eye on the questions you guys have asked, and I've starred them so we can get back to them at the end. Hopefully, Ben's going to join us later. That's really all I want to talk about the Spurs' future. So we can hide that now. We can remove this, and now let's talk a little bit about. Let's go over to the next segment, and that is. Well, we're still on the topic of Djed Spence. Liam, you there? I think your cameras went down. All good. Don't worry. Oh no, I can find all good. Right. So Djed Spence, is he starting versus Southampton? I think that's a big question. Is Djed Spence going to start versus Southampton? He's definitely going to have an important game against Roma, which I'm going to personally. I'm going to be going to it. Going to be flying out there. Going to check out the preseason. You guys have voted for me to go there, so it was on you guys, and you guys have decided for me to go to Israel to visit the Roma versus Tottenham Hotspur. So I'll be going there. If anyone is actually going there, I'm going to be outside doing some fan interviews beforehand, before the game starts, like an hour before the game starts. So if anyone wants to come jump on the live there, we're going to be going live there, and it will be great to see you all there. But Djed Spence, is he going to start versus Southampton? In my opinion, I think he's definitely going to start versus Southampton. I think Doherty will definitely have to sit out because his injury, and Southampton are a very, very tough team at the beginning. I think maybe when we get, I'm trying to see who's Tottenham's second game in the season. I'm pretty sure it's Chelsea. So yes, so basically he'll be sitting out for Chelsea, and I think he will come back for Wolves. I mean, look, Matt Doherty has not had a great time at Tottenham Hotspur. He's definitely gonna have to improve himself. Liam, do you think Djed Spence will start at Southampton, or will it be Matt Doherty?
I think due to Doherty's injury right now, and just because of, unless Spence makes an immediate impact, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm gonna pick Emerson to start versus Southampton on the right side, just because we don't know what Matt's injury is like right now, and I think Spence needs time to adjust to the Premier League, to Tottenham, and I think he also just needs to learn right now. Like I said earlier, I don't think he's ready for the first team yet, but like I said, I could see him getting game time versus the lower tier teams in the league.
Yeah.
But I think to put a player at his age in a Premier League setting, starting him, and I could be completely wrong, and I would gladly eat my words for saying this, but what we've seen from our youngsters is that they don't do well under pressure when they're asked to in games. For what I've seen, especially in the first team. But I mean, I could be completely wrong. I would gladly eat my words for what I'm saying, but I don't think he's ready to start a Premier League game.
Look, it's your opinion after all. It's going to be interesting to see if he does start. I think he will. Liam doesn't think he will. So we're going to have a little bit of a conflict there, a little debate. So it'll be interesting to see what will happen. Guys, if you guys do want to comment once again, you guys have to smash the subscribe button. You got to just subscribe to the button, and it's free. No one likes the red button. Liam, do you like red? I mean, I don't like red. Do you like red?
No, I don't.
Mate, who likes red? Just change it grey and that's it. It'll all be good. But yeah, if you guys go there, you guys can comment. All right, we're going to have another guest who's going to come on very, very soon. His name is he runs an account called Spurs News N17. So we will have a lot of his opinions on this channel right now. We will go to the next talk today, and we will talk about what do you count a successful season for Tottenham Hotspur? You know, before we start that, because I want to have Ben as well on this, and Spurs in 17. So let's have Antonio Conte. Did you hear his latest comments?
No, I meant to look at them earlier. I've had a busy morning this morning, so I meant to read them earlier. But
it's a heat wave, no?
No.
Is it not a heat wave? Where you are? You're in America. I forgot.
Yeah.
You're in America. You're chilling. Mate, it's boiling hot. It's boiling hot here. But let's go and just check out his comment. Basically, let me tell you what he said. He basically said that Tottenham Hotspur, Tottenham Hotspur, it was his side. It was Djed Spence was Tottenham Hotspur signing. Just before we do get into this, let's just invite Spurs in 17. Yo, mate, how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing, lad? You alright?
All good, all good. What's your name? Let me just put your name in here, and I'll put your channel as well. What's your name?
I can't hear anything, man.
Maybe turn up your volume. Let's see.
Yeah.
I think his name is Zach.
I can't hear you, lads.
Can
Sorry,
you hear us?
mate.
No.
No? All right. I'll quickly message him. But what do you make of Antonio Conte's comments? Obviously, saying that it was a Tottenham Hotspur signing.
Wait, what was the question again?
So Antonio Conte came out and said it's a Tottenham Hotspur signing, not my signing, type of thing. That's what he said. What do you think? What do you make of
technical difficulties.
Can we hear you? Can you hear us? Oh no, you can't hear us.
Crap.
Yeah, it's not good stuff, mate. Can you hear us?
Hello.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back when he's back. In 3 minutes. So, Antonio Conte, all these comments he come out. I want to bring up. I want to say to you also the comments. So let me just find it right now. Give me 1 second. So many news right now about so much news about Tottenham Hotspur. Now. Wow. Let's see. Where is this? Okay. Is he here? Is he here? Okay. Can you hear us?
Hello, mate.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh, good. Is your name Zach? Because I saw you coming onto the live. Is your name Zach?
Yeah, sorry, bud. You're not really loud. I don't know what's happening. It's probably my connection or something.
All good. Don't worry. So
bear with me. Let me see if I can get some headphones or something.
Cool. Just so everyone guys knows, this is Zach for Spurs N17, from Spurs News N17. Go follow him on Instagram. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Do you have a YouTube channel, Zach? Oh wait, he can't hear. And then we've got Liam, another absolute legend of the show. You know, he's come on here a couple of times now. And he's a legend. You know,
I think this is my first time, man. I think this is my first time ever with you.
Time?
I think.
Oh really? I did not think this was your first time.
It's my first time with you, man.
Oh well, mate. Welcome to the welcome. I didn't realize that. All right, mate. So guys, if no one has subscribed or has followed Tottenham Voice, go follow them. And same with Spurs and News N17. Gareth. Same with Gareth. All right. What's up, lads? Let's go and talk a little bit about Tottenham Hotspur. Gareth, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but really quietly. Sorry, mate. I'm having a bit of technical difficulties. I can hear you, boys, But
All good.
literally, I had to switch the fan off, so I'm roasting myself off, yeah, just to hear you. But I'll try my best, mate. If you boys can hear me, I'll try and answer the best I can.
We can hear you loud and clear. All good, all good. So, I want to talk a little bit about let's screw this Antonio Conte comment because I think it's actually bullshit what you talked about Spurs. I don't like that. Let's talk about what is a successful season for Tottenham in terms of, do they need to win trophies? Do they need to fight for top four? Do they need to win the Premier League? Do they need to win the Champions League? There's lots of different sides of what an exciting season is for Spurs. Gav, an exciting. Let's rename this a successful season for Spurs. That includes what? What does that include?
Successful as being a Spurs supporter. What I'll say is successful. Top four, as long as we're above Arsenal, that's the main thing. Got to be realistic, like I said last night. As long as we hit 4 and qualify for the Champions League, that's the main thing. If we can get a trophy in there, brilliant. I'm not expecting Premier League by no means. I'm definitely not expecting Champions League. That's just me being realistic. But if we can pick up like a cheeky Carabao Cup or something like that, or the FA Cup, it'll be absolutely blinding, mate.
Look, I like that you're being realistic. I don't. Obviously, it's everyone's opinion, but I don't like the fact that a lot of Spurs fans are going for, we're going to win the league, because you're not really being realistic. And as Spurs fans, if you've got too much of a high hope, you're just gonna fall and gonna be very upset. Liam, I'm gonna go over the question for you again. A successful season for Spurs, what does that include? Does that include, because Gav says that it includes a cheeky Carabao Cup, and I think you said top 4. Do you say top 4?
Top 4, mate. At the end of the day, yeah, I can't see us performing better than Chelsea, and we definitely ain't going to be performing better than City or Liverpool. We need time.
Yeah, I agree. So, Liam, a successful season for Spurs, that means what?
Champions League again.
Yeah.
Champions League.
Is that like a must for everyone? Just so I get it. It's a must for everyone, yeah?
Well, of course. I could successful in the Champions League, I'd say quarterfinals would be a very good one. A Carabao Cup and an FA Cup and top 4 finish.
That's a lot to ask. I mean, from a team
I think we have the squad. I think we have the quality to do it.
Yeah.
It's just whether or not we perform on the big stages. That's the thing. So
it's true. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like a lot of us are getting very hyped up about Champions League. Wow, it's Champions League. It's Champions League night. Thursday nights. It's going to be Wednesday night. Sorry, what am I talking about? Wednesday nights.
Yeah, we don't play Thursdays no more, mate. That's Arsenal.
We don't play Thursday. Yeah, I'm still stuck in my head.
Love it.
Look, it's Champions League. We're all excited for it. But let's not take the piss about, the other teams. I mean, they're top teams. They're top teams in the Champions League. We got to the final. I'm saying pure luck. I don't know what you guys are saying. I'm saying pure luck. A lot of people say not pure luck, but I'm saying pure luck. And Antonio Conte's record in the Champions League is horrific. It's really bad. So in terms of Champions League in general, I think we're just in it for the players, because it's now or never. Everyone's going on about the Champions League, but like Conte's record in Champions League is not good. Gas, Champions League, what does that mean to you?
Mate, it means everything to me, considering during the season we were down in 9th? Something like that. We weren't performing good. We were lucky to hit top 6. And for us, thanks to Arsenal anyway, against Newcastle, they've done us a favour. Good old Callum Wilson losing his tooth, yet scoring a goal. Quality,
Legend.
What a lad. But the thing is, for us to finish top 4 this season, did I believe we were going to do it? Not really. Was I hoping? Of course I was. But for us to do it, mate, I think it's absolutely blinding. Conte's come in, he's changed it, he's enforced. Obviously, again, it's going to take time, but his philosophy, his hard worker. You've seen what he's done at Inter Milan. You see, he come to Chelsea and won the Premier League. I'm not saying we're going to do that by no means, but him as a player was fantastic. He was always hardworking. He was a great player back in his day, and that mentality has continued into his coaching career.
Yeah.
So he expects the best. He don't take no rubbish, which, I mean, that's quality. If you ain't going to perform, in Dombele, great talent, rubbish attitude. See you later. So, I mean, I think that's going to play a massive role this season.
I agree. I agree. Let's move on to a different question now. We got some comments in the chat, and I started one before, and I want us to focus on that for a little bit. All right, Lloris will be done in a few years. Who would be the ideal replacement? Before we say who will be the ideal replacement, Liam, I'll go start with you for this one. Not who will be the ideal replacement. I would say Lloris as a player for Tottenham Hotspur. Has he had a successful time at Tottenham Hotspur? He hasn't won no trophy. He hasn't won trophies, and he hasn't won trophies.
That's Spurs for you, but he's won the World Cup.
Exactly.
Exactly.
For an ideal replacement for Lloris, I mean, what more could you ask for from a captain? I mean, he's shown loyalty time and time again. When Lloris is a good enough goalkeeper to go play at the likes of PSG, Real Madrid, Barca, he's just been such a loyal servant to the club. And for Spurs fans to think, to the casuals that think, oh, Lloris needs to be gone, when he makes mistakes, you're the ones not watching the games. You've not seen Lloris at his best, because he is arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League when he is at his best, and probably in the world. So, but for an ideal replacement for Hugo, I think we would need to spend some money to be able to fill in the shoes of, by all means, a Tottenham legend.
Yeah.
In Lloris. So
he is a Tottenham legend. You can't deny the fact he's a Tottenham legend. Gareth, it's hard to say this, but he will be done in a couple of years, if not next year. He will be done. Okay, so I've got two different perspectives, but before we get on to that, I want to ask you, what do we do with Hugo Lloris? If he leaves, who do we get in? And if he doesn't leave, who swaps him? Like, if he leaves, who do we swap him with? And if he stays, why is he staying?
Well, when it comes to football, obviously we've seen like Buffon that's played for a lot longer than outfield players. Goalkeepers can go for ages and still be quality in goal. The reason why we'd keep him is obviously he is a role model when it comes to the dressing room. He's someone that you can rely on. I get that it's hard being a goalkeeper. At the end of the day, his reflexes are fantastic. He's a great goalkeeper. He's world class by no means. But a goalkeeper is only as good as the defence. Yeah. I mean, if they go past your defence, there's only so much you're going to save until you let goals in. But if he was to stay, I'd be happy for him to stay purely because it's that mentality that he brings. He's a World Cup winner. All the experience he has that he can obviously offload onto the youngsters. But if he goes, listen, lads, I'm off, and we had to get a replacement, I think if I had to personally choose, I love my English players. I'm English. Let's go. I would choose Dean Henderson.
Fair enough. Liam, you agree with him, I see.
Yes, I do.
I've
wanted Dean Henderson for years. I've wanted Henderson for Spurs for years now. I've always thought that he is a fantastic keeper. He's just never been in the right situation. And we all know the Man United situation when we all thought he was better than De Gea the last couple seasons. I mean, personally, I think United treated him like garbage. And I think they should have started him over De Gea when he was at his worst. But United never took that chance. So I would completely agree on that statement to sign Dean Henderson. because
So-
he's young, he has quality, he has a very high potential.
Yeah. That you can't agree with. That you can't disagree with. Sorry, that he has good potential. Dean Henderson has a very very good potential. The goalkeeper I would go for, which is nothing like Hugo Lloris, absolutely nothing like Hugo Lloris, but I would go for Donnarumma. I mean, I loved him for so long. There's absolutely no reason for him to come for Tottenham Hotspur.
No
There's
chance.
A little
no
ambitious,
reason for him to
don't
come
you
to
think?
Tottenham.
No
He can go
chance.
to Real Madrid. He can go to Barcelona.
This is where we be
That's
realistic,
a
yeah?
little,
I know, I'm
little
sorry.
ambitious right there, man. Because
I'm
didn't he
so-
just move to PSG for like 135 million or something like that?
Yeah.
I had to go. I had to go for the player I wanted. I mean,
I like
look,
it. I like it.
if we're being realistic, if we're being realistic, you know, then Dean Henderson would probably be the ideal replacement for Hugo Lloris. In England international play, he could be potentially very young as well. He's had the experience for not long, maybe a couple of seasons around the top players. So it's going to be an interesting time, and hopefully the time will never come. But you know, it is what it is. These players leave and come, and it comes and goes, and whatever. So let's move on to our final topic. Sorry, our second to last topic. All right. What now? We've finished the whole Korea tour. We've now we're about to head home to England. I think where's the Rangers game? Where's the Rangers game?
I thought
Where
was
is it?
Yeah,
I thought
Yeah,
it
it's
was
at
in
Arbrox,
Phoenix,
12 o'clock Saturday.
right. So on Saturday we're going there. What are your thoughts on the South Korea tour in general? What are your positive, negative thoughts? Gareth, what is your positive and negative thoughts on the Korea tour?
Mate, there's no negatives. I mean, it's a fantastic country. I mean, Son is loved by millions out there.
Yeah.
It's good for Spurs. I read something the other day that I think thousands of shirts were sold within a couple of
4,000.
weeks purely. How many?
4,000.
4,000 in a couple of weeks, or I don't even know, a week or something like that. And then also with regards to another social media, I believe that Spurs are the second highest international supported team now due to obviously the South Koreans. I don't know the ins and outs, but I mean, it's fantastic. It's good exposure for the club. Son's a legend. We all know this. And I mean, training in that heat, I watched that video of them doing them, was it 42
Mental.
laps to the pitch?
42 laps, yeah.
Mate, obviously that's absolutely
Conte ball for you,
savage.
baby.
That was savage. But I mean, that is what Conte expects, especially for the wing backs. He expects them to be up and down constantly throughout the match. And if I'd be very surprised if when they look at the miles traveled per game that we're not in the top three at least.
No. After that, you'd expect us to be there. I mean, that's where we belong. Liam, before I get to you with that question, guys, do you think they'll go back to Korea in the future after that training that Conte just put him through?
Mate. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've always wanted to be a professional footballer. I clearly didn't make it, but looking at that, I thought, maybe I dodged a bullet.
All right, Liam, South Korea tour. We played Sevilla. We played Sevilla, and we played Team K. It's been a decent time there. We've got to see a lot of these big players play. Heung Son, as Gaz just said, loved by the South Korea fans. What are your thoughts on that, Liam, on the whole South Korea tour?
I mean, as Gareth just said, I mean, there are zero negatives. I mean, we've gotten more international notices by more countries. I mean, that's the whole objective, is to grow a fan base. And I mean, we all know that Son had a huge part in that because he's South Korean.
Yeah.
And I think part of that was why we have so many fans there. It's all because of Son. But preseason tour was, I think, when I was watching those videos, I was like, it was kind of reminding me of the preseason that I have to get ready for, because my coaches are going to put me through the same thing. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I was like, oh, I can't wait for.
How many laps would you reckon you'd get through?
Probably 20.
That's a good effort.
Probably
That's
20.
a good amount.
Yeah.
So
I'll take half a pitch.
Mate, I'll probably do like 2 or 3. I'm not doing all that. Yeah, go on.
But as I was saying, like, there are absolutely no negatives from the Korea tour. And to watch those videos, I mean, I have never seen Son or Kane fall on the ground collapsing like that from that type of training. I was like, it has got to be like 100 degrees there with humidity at like 60%, maybe. Like, it is mental what Conte has done for us this preseason tour. And I mean, do you think City, Liverpool are doing this type of training? Not in that type of heat.
No.
So at the end of the day, I have a huge claim to say. I'm not going to say we're going to win the Premier League, but I think with the preseason tour and the training that we do under Conte, I think we are a lot more prepared than a lot of teams expect us to be.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to throw in before obviously another question comes out, but when it comes to like the actual laps, Troy Parrott smashed it. And then you got Matar Sarr, smashed it. You got Gill, smashed it. And these were the three players. Obviously, you got Son. It was a demanding training session. We get that. But then you look at these youngsters coming through. You got Gill, you got Sarr, and Troy Parrott, which I believe is going out on loan for one more season before he obviously. But I mean, it's something to be excited about. These are proper young players with great quality, and for them to show it against the first team when it comes to obviously the physical and the actual fitness was great to see, man. Great to see.
It really was. I'm putting this out there because I know the comments will absolutely hit me after this. I'm putting this out there as a question. Tottenham Hotspur, you got Harrington and the Son who are falling to the ground after 42 laps. Yes, it's 42 laps. What do you think these youngsters make out of these, top professional players, world-class players? Heung, Son, Harry Kane both falling to the ground. It's not something you like to see. It's not something that the youngsters are used to seeing. They never see this at all. You as a youngster, 18 years old, you're trying to break into the Tottenham Hotspur team, and you suddenly see your striker fall down to the ground because it was way too hard for him, whilst you're continuing doing all these laps. Does that put your ego in and boost your ego? Anyone can answer this and say, oh, maybe, just maybe I got a slight chance of getting into this team because you see, maybe I can play. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it shouldn't be about ego. At the end of the day, they should be looking up these players for confidence. And I mean, Son and Kane collapsing don't take away any of their ability. Yeah, you got Troy Parrott smashing 100 laps. If I had a penalty, I know who would I choose to take it. Same as Son. Son on the wing, yeah. All these players can run loads, but you can't take the quality away from the player. May their fitness, don't get me wrong, they're all fit. They're really fit. They can play 90 minutes. Some are a bit fitter than others, blah, blah, blah. But these so-called Son, Kane collapsing and then boosting the egos of the youngsters, I think that's the wrong way for them to approach that. If they think, oh, look at this, it's not going to get them anywhere. I mean, Troy Parrott doesn't mean he can run more laps than Kane, that he's a better footballer. I mean, Kane would beat him in everything. Literally everything.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, look, there's a lot. I got a lot of DMs on Instagram saying this exact thing. If you are an 18-year-old and you see these players just collapsing to the floor, you should be embarrassed. And I'm like, listen, lad, listen. Number one, I'm putting that on the stream. I'm putting this question on the stream. But before that, I was like, look, mate, you're talking about a Golden Boot winner. What has Troy
multiple times?
Multiple times. That's a statement. No player can say except for Mo Salah. Golden Boot multiple times. That's a mad statement to say. You got Sonny, who for some reason got a Golden Boot last season after in my opinion, an above average season for him. It was
He,
not.
he plays on the wing and he got the golden boot.
And he plays on the wing. It's mental. It's mental. Let's go into the last question before I end the stream. Let's talk about one player we should go for before the season starts. Liam, who are you going for? Who is this player you want? If there is a player, who is the player you want that will be like A will be like, oh, this is guaranteed to win us a trophy, or B or say we just really need this player right now. This should be our priority.
I have said this for years, and I will continue to say it. Skriniar, William Skriniar,
Yeah,
is proven in the Champions League, is proven with Inter Milan, on multiple occasions has won trophies with them, has played under Conte, and personally, I think he is one of the best center backs in the world. The fact that we have been rumored with him for the past 3 summers and nothing kind of pisses me off, not going to lie. But that's who I think would change how we do it. So that's the player I would decide is Skriniar.
Gareth?
Everyone's talking about obviously a creative midfielder. Yeah, it'll be brilliant if we get them. But it's the defence that I think's most important for us. I mean, we've got players up front that could potentially move into that cam role or attacking mid. So, yeah, it'll be great if we got one, like obviously James Maddison. But I do feel we need someone solid in the back. I was well excited, obviously, Bastoni. I mean, young, strong, Italy international. Obviously, you don't want to leave because he's settled, but there's something they may potentially look to do in the summer. Have you watched Guardiola for Leipzig play?
Yeah.
Mate, he's absolutely... I get, obviously, it's 1 year, blah, blah, blah. But I think, personally, he's left-footed as well, so left centre-back. And I mean, can you imagine him? That's my personal signing. Obviously, I like Bremer. Obviously, Bremer's just moved to Juve. But if you had him, Dyer and Romero, I mean, those are 3 tanks, absolute tanks. And that's the player I'd go for. Bastoni, I know if I could get him, he'd be my number 1. Number 2, Guardiola. That's my personal opinion.
Look, I'm going to say I agree with both of your decisions here. The left centre-back position is the most important one. I've got to go for literally 2 minutes. So, guys, talk about the most unrealistic transfer you'd like Tottenham Hotspur to sign. None of the... I want you to say Pele, Maradona. Seriously.
I was thinking about Ronaldo in goal.
That'd be a crazy one. Oh, man.
Oh, mate.
Most unrealistic transfer. I would have to say Kevin De Bruyne.
Ooh,
I would
nice.
have to say Kevin De Bruyne would
Talk
be
about creative
the most
midfielder, mate.
unrealistic Spurs signing you would ever see. I mean, I would literally do an ice bucket challenge if that happened, and I would post it online.
Mate, I don't think I could actually beat that. Wow, that's a great shout. Great shout.
Who said what?
I said Kevin.
Yeah,
De Bruyne.
no, I was just saying. My man over there said De Bruyne, mate. That will be absolutely some next level signing. Now, I'm just trying to better it. I'm thinking hard, but I'm struggling. Yeah.
It's some icons. Come on.
Wow. I don't think you can beat De Bruyne though. That's what I'm saying. He's the best attacking midfielder in the world. He's literally right. Can we change position? Give me a fair chance, yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. Don't anywhere. Put Ronaldo in goal if you like. If you really like.
I'd probably, looking at the big boys and that. I'd probably take Van Dijk.
Ooh. Okay.
In defence, I'll take him in Van Dijk. So Van Dijk, Romero. Yeah, I mean Van Dijk, Jeez,
That's a pretty
he's
good
a
one.
monster.
He is a tank. Let me just answer the first question, which was what if there was one signing I'd like to sign right now. If it was pre-Juventus, I would go for Bremer. And everyone knows I love Bremer. Everybody knows I love Bremer. Bremer, I feel like is an incredible defender. He's like Romero, and she's just on the other side. So think about Romero, copy paste that to the other side instead of Ben Davis, smashing it. But if it was realistic and we had to take not Bremer, I would probably go for a left centre back position. And Liam, you said Skriniar. That was a good one. I
got another one if you want to hear it.
Go for it.
Grimaldo from Benfica.
Right. So that one also came up to me. But if I had to go for someone and this would be the top of the top, I would go all out for Bastoni. There's no reason why he can't come to Spurs. Like I genuinely believe if we want to sign Bastoni, he will come to Spurs. He's not captain right now, and even if he is, who's stopping him from coming to Spurs? We signed Southampton captain. We signed, even though he's a youngster, nothing stops anyone from signing to anywhere. I mean, you look at Ronaldo; he's about to sign for Chelsea. If he does, who knows? But Gareth, you don't look too happy with my choice. No,
it's just me thinking because what I was going to say is thinking about Bastoni. What we need to realise, being a Spurs supporter for many, many years, we normally used to pull the cat out the bag in the last couple of days of the transfer. And for some reason, I got a feeling, I don't know what it is, but come the last few days, potentially, you got Levy, you got Don Paratici, and they're going to spend big. They're going to hit someone with, listen, we'll give you 70 million right now. What are you saying? You got 3 days to decide. Bastoni, for instance, if they go right 70 mil, you got 3 days, especially the financial situation they're in. There's going to be someone big. I mean, literally, you don't have ENRC, Levy pumping 150 million in the club, to which we've not even touched. I mean, obviously, you got Winks and all of their sales. We're still selling players. So I got a feeling we got someone big that we're going to go full out for. I just got that feeling.
Yeah, look, a lot of people, you aren't on your own with that feeling because everyone has that same feeling. Right, so the legend or the unrealistic transfer that I'd go for is definitely prime Sergio Ramos.
You play too much FIFA.
Mate, just stating facts, guys.
Yeah.
I'm younger than both of you.
My best player, I mean, obviously I played FIFA, I still play FIFA, but it's if talk about creative midfielder, he has one for you to rival De Bruyne, it will have to be Ronaldinho. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If there's anyone, I'd have Ronaldinho. He's probably one of my best footballers ever. I mean, what he used to do, that goal against Chelsea, when he literally stood on the edge of the D, did like a little move with his foot, and how he generated so much power and still beat Czech. I got no idea how he done that. I still, to this day, I got no idea.
Yeah, Liam, you want to say something regarding that? I mean, Ronaldinho, De Bruyne. Oh, we got a little thing here. Who's gonna win?
I got one more.
Okay, give us your whole starting 11 then.
Prime Diego Maradona.
Yeah,
man.
Look. Yeah. These are legends of the game. I mean, you don't get better than that.
I got another one too. Prime Zidane.
Zizou, absolutely insane player. Obviously, for me, it comes all to the highlights and all that YouTube crap. But that's where it comes for me. Look, I'm gonna have to say it's gonna be a good season, no doubt. It's gonna be an absolute bang of a season. We are all hyped up for it, and all I can say is, come on, you Spurs. I mean, it's gonna be exciting. Listen, we're gonna end the live here. Does anyone want to add something here? No.
Just I want to say, and it's a pity I couldn't see Basuma play, obviously with COVID. But out of all the players, that's the player I'm most excited to see is Basuma, because he carried Brighton last season, and him and Bentancur in the centre, mate, they're gonna work some magic. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I agree. Liam, any last words?
I got nothing right now.
All right, cool. Let's start. Let's start. Liam, plug your channel in. You know what to do. Just send link. And guys, if you can send a link, I'll get your links up. I'll get both your links up. Liam, talk about what you do on Tottenham Voice. And tell people where they can find you.
So pretty much, I'm kind of different when I post my content. I only use the only two people that I'll use is why am I blanking right now? Is Alessandro Gold and Fabrizio. Those are the only two I usually post from, because we don't know. So that's why I post so little right now on my page. It's because the only transfer news that I'll get that I post on is from those two, because I don't believe anything else, because we've seen so many rumors these past couple of years. You really don't know what to believe in Spurs media anymore. So, I'm just trying to give people the right information at the right time, and not post all this other crap that people are saying, the Daily Mail, it's Spurs news, but it's gonna be real news. Usually, most of the time, there have been a couple times when it's either from Alessandro Gold or Fabrizio. So
fair enough. So everyone, guys, go follow him on Instagram. It takes 2 seconds. Gareth, where can they find you, and what do you do?
So I'm fairly new to the Instagram scene, so to speak. Obviously, Spurs News N17. I just literally started it a few weeks back, and the reason why I've done that is just for the passion and the love I have for the game and for Spurs. And fair enough, I do it for a hobby, but I've been sucked in. I've got into editing as well, trying different wallpapers and doing just little sketches on the players, new signings. And I enjoy what I do. And what I also do is I try and post out reliable sources. You got these sources that are bronze, tier 3, tier 4. Don't bother. If it, like my man said, obviously it's all about Romano, Alistair Gold, Dan KP. Those are the guys that you need to listen to. Because the thing is, if other people do post something, they're quick enough to shoot them down and go, that's not true. So I do lineups as well. I never miss a Spurs match. If I can't go and watch Spurs, I'll make sure I'll watch them on telly.
That's important.
I don't care what time it is, I'll make sure I watch. So what I'm saying is I'm a passionate supporter. Drop me a follow, I appreciate it. If you want to chat anything Spurs, I'm here to listen.
Guys, you know what to do. Drop Gareth, follow, absolute legend, new to the Instagram. Drop Tottenham Voice and Spurs News N17 a follow. Thanks so much for joining me on this live. You absolute legends. Have a good one, lads.
Nice one. Take care, lads.
Have a good one. All right, this has been a good stream. You know where to find us on Instagram, on YouTube, all over social media, Twitter, TikTok, wherever you guys like. We're trying to hit that amazing 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit it. We're trying to smash it. So, guys, if any of you guys are watching and have not yet subscribed, just what you guys doing? Just subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Takes 2 seconds, man. Come on. Change that red bell to the closest thing to white, which is grey. If you think about it. No one likes red. So change it to white or grey, whatever you guys like. And thanks so much for supporting us all over the Instagram. We hit 1 million accounts in the past month. So it's been absolute insane support from you guys. 1 mil, that's insane. Guys, thanks so much for all your support. You guys are absolute legends. And if anyone wants to come join the channel, join the live, we've got Liam, who's a regular on the show. He's just joined, but he's part of the regular show. We've got Ben, obviously a legend, part of the show as well. You got Netanel, part of the show as well. We got some guests like Aviel. Today we had Gav and we had Dimitris. So yeah, we had Dan Dixon last time. We got all kind of supporters, all kind of fans on here. So if you guys want to be part of the Spurs Live show, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and as always, Tottenham's building an army, not a team. Come on, you Spurs.
Here's Lucas Moura. Oh, they did it!